Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume this Tales of Maj'Eyal guide for complete beginners. And I do want to say that I apologize. I thought by downloading the client for the game off the website that I would be able to play without showing my unlocks, but some of the stuff that I have unlocked with my account has persisted, and so that's a shame in terms of not being able to show you a clean account that will look exactly like yours with the character selection. But it's also nice because it tells you, hey, if you play it on Steam or you play it using their client, you carry over the same stuff and you can interchange the saves, and it's doing the same basic thing. So that's fine. Now, what it did also keep from before was my interface options, and I want to show you how I have tweaked my interface so that you can make yours look like mine or however you want. So the first thing you want to do is go to the bottom right corner and select this padlock icon that says unlock all interface elements so they can be moved and resized. All right, and you click that, and then it'll give you that big red warning or notification, and you'll start to see these little arrow circles that mean like, hey, you can start moving around any aspect of the interface that you want by dragging it. You click on the circle with the up, down, left, right arrow, and you can like move this around. Like if you want your character panel on the right or the middle or wherever, okay? So I kind of have mine in the upper corner like so, and this is fine with me. Now, the main thing, though, I want to show you is the action bar down here. So once you are clicking and you can move things around, by unlocking this allows you to start moving your abilities around on the action bar however you see fit, okay? And so you can start to move them to different places, and they are bound to different keys. And so you can say, oh, okay, well, this is Control 5 or Control 6. You can group them by category types or however you like. I have mine arranged as such, but feel free to arrange yours however you want. Now, if I grab this and move it, I could move my action bar around if I wanted to, put it up here or something like that. But the thing that I want to display is that if you right-click, okay? If you right-click and drag the action bar, you can get it actually to be quite huge, and you can get multiple rows, okay? So now I have my action bar area big enough to where I can put abilities on 2 rows, and I have found for myself that 2 rows are enough. So I'm happy with this size, so I'm just going to drag it back down to the bottom like that, and then I'm going to click the lock again to lock the interface, and now everything is in a reasonable place. I could, you can see the bottom line of text here is slightly clipped off. I could change that if I want. I could move this log around, things like that. But I'm happy with where we're at. I will, however, let's see. Oh, no. And no, I don't want it to be quite that large. Okay, I'm going to try to shrink this up just enough so that I do get the 2 rows displayed, but I don't want anything of mine actually going on to the second row from these abilities yet. Do I have 2 rows? No. All right. Come on now. It takes a little bit of finessing. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run with this, okay? This is hilarious. I'm going to say, okay, so this is my charge ability. This is an attack ability. This is my totem of healing power. It really has no business in that section, so I'm going to put it over here with my infusions as a heal. And then these are the kind of main abilities I'm using, block and shield wall, you'll notice, is always on. So I like to move these abilities, my sustained abilities, kind of over here out of the way. I'm not going to be clicking this, so it can be off on its own island. And then this is shield pummel, this is block, and this is charge. And these are all three things that I'll be using a lot. Resilience of the Dwarves is an instantaneous activated ability that I pop if I need some extra emergency, but it doesn't do damage. So now I think I'm actually going to arrange it like this, and you can do however you like. I'm going to say here's my defensive ability, and these are defensive. Block is definitely defensive, but it's part of my offensive scheme. So I think it's fine for me to put these up here, okay? And now what I'm going to do is kind of just drag this back down to the bottom and lock the interface back up, and okay, great. Now I'm happy. Now I can see everything fine, and I can indicate the cooldown, and I've got my log, and then that's good. So just feel free to play with that, but I wanted to show you how to do that so you can move your stuff around. You'll notice now that I have the interface locked, I can still move abilities around and, reorganize them, but I can't actually move or change the size of my action bar. If you want only one row, then just squash it down to just one row, okay? All right, I'm going to now go down to Dungeon 2. And to go down the stairs, I'm going to just push Shift and the greater than sign. Okay. That's Shift period, by the way. It's the angled bracket that's pointing to the right. Okay, so once you've completed the tutorial, right, and you want to go down the steps or change the level, the transmog chest is going to pop up and say, hey, everything that you have inside this chest, you're going to break it down and just basically sell it, or you need to keep it. And you can't do that. You can't go to the next level until you do that. So we have to decide, what do we want to keep and what do we want to sell? Okay, so there's an iron longsword that we don't care about. The staff we don't care about. The plate armor we can't use yet. And so our armor right now is just iron mail armor. But look, we found some magical stuff, okay, that might be good. So this armor is +4 armor and +2 defense. So here's what I like to do when you get to this screen. If I see anything at all that I'm not sure about, that I might want to keep, I just click on it, and it will say, give you these options where you could just straight up equip it. If you know, 100%, it's better. Or you could just drop it, or you could transmog it now, which means turn it into money. Or you can move it to your inventory, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this to my inventory, and I'm going to move this to my inventory. And it's important to note, in your inventory, it basically, many of the items that can be transmogged will just go right into your transmogrification chest when you pick them up, and not into, your armor or weapons section, okay? So, this one right here, this iron longsword, I'm going to, it's in my chest, actually, it's right here. But I'm going to keep these two items in my inventory. And then, citrine, gems, you can't transmog that, so that goes there. The brass lantern, okay, we're going to keep that for now, but you could transmog it if you wanted. These are key items that you can't get rid of. And then here we go. So what I'm going to end up doing is just transmogging this plate armor, the vile staff, and the longsword. And once you're ready to go, once you're okay with what's on your transmog screen, I'm just going to push escape, and it dumps those. And you can see that we ended up getting around 2 gold. It tells you down here, you gain 1 gold from the transmogrification of the plate armor, and we got a 1/4 of a gold piece for the other 2 items, and we must have already had a 1/2 a gold piece, and so we get up to 2 gold right there. And now we're on level 2. Before I move, okay, on level 2, let me walk you through some more things. So number 1, you can see in the upper right, my map has changed. It's empty, reflecting just what I can see, and it says Escape from Reknor 2 in parentheses, meaning I'm on level 2. I'm going to go into my inventory by pushing I, and I'm going to just say, all right, let's go to the armor and see which one is better for us. So if I hold control over this piece of armor, okay, it's going to compare it to the armor I have. And basically, the only difference that I can see right now between the two of these is that it's going to give me 5 more armor than this regular one. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then this one will give me the same armor, defense, and fatigue, but it will give us 17% cold resistance, and you can see that on the bottom where it says changes resistance. So, for my money, I feel that this is better. Having more armor is better right now, so I'm going to wear it, and then you can see we've put this on, and we've taken this off, and we are no longer... We're not going to wear this. And the reason is, cold damage is specific. Like, it's only going to work against enemies that are doing cold damage to me, and that might be good in that case, but if I'm not in a place where there's a bunch of enemies doing that, then the armor is going to be more widely applicable, and so therefore, you know, be of more significance to us. So that's why I'm going to equip that. Now I'm going to push escape, and I'm going to go into the character screen by pushing C, and then we're going to go over to the defense stat, and Okay, so we're going to look at the armor, and it says 23, okay? And if I go into my inventory, and let's say I equip this armor again, okay? And I go back to my character screen, and I go to defense again. Now that I have recorded my entry, you can see that this is indeed the only real difference. This is another way to look at the compare. I'm just losing, okay, 5 armor. It says in brackets, it shows the changes. Numbers in red mean less. And I can look at anything else to see if there's anything else in brackets that has changed since I've equipped that, but not really. So that's the idea with how to use this. Now, it might be better to just, like, before you make a change, just push C and see to record what you're currently wearing, and then go in and then wear this, okay? And then if I push C, now, because I recorded myself, and you record yourself just by looking at the character sheet, it compares your last instance of the character sheet with the current, and now you can see the number is +5 for armor. So like, hey, this armor has increased my armor by 5. So you can get that information by holding control to compare over an item, but sometimes that isn't always the easiest thing in the world to read, and so before you put something on, just push C, bring up your character screen, then push escape to get out of that, then go into your equipment, weapon, armor, whatever, put that on, and then push C again and look in the brackets to see the improvements or the minuses, okay? All right, now I'm going to push Z to kind of auto-explore, and we found ourselves this giant rat. Remember, he is level 2. He's got 14 hit points, and he's a little harder than before. Generally, as with most roguelikes, when you go deeper in the dungeon, the enemies get harder, okay? So here I am in front of my buddy Norgon, and there are 2 squares before we get to the giant gray rat, so I can use my charge ability. So I'm just going to push 5 instead of clicking on it, because the number in the bottom right, or the key command in the bottom right of the ability on our action bar, gives us the shortcut for that. So I'm going to just click on this guy, and we charged up to him, and we hit him for 2, and he missed us. Now, I'm going to use block, and he hit us, but we blocked for everything, so now our counterattack is ready, and I'll just use that to pop him. Now, one thing that might be maddening when you shift the bars like this is that it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like the odds on the top, the evens on the bottom. And, you know, you can just arrange your stuff differently if you'd like. I'm just doing it visually right now so that I can... What I like to do is look down and have just a very, very clear visual of, like, okay, what's on cooldown in each category. Like, here's my healing stuff, my infusions, my, you know, relics or artifacts or whatever, trinkets, and then here are my attack abilities, and here's my, like, kind of defensive stuff, and then this is my sustained ability, which is on, as you can see. All right, I'm going to push Z, and oh, a giant crystal rat has appeared. Now, I can't charge. I really can't do anything because I'm on cooldown. So let's just push the number key 5 to wait for this guy. I'm just going to wait for this dude because I'm not going to walk up to him. I'm just going to wait and let him come to me so he doesn't get a free attack on me. And generally, if they don't move really fast, that'll work. You can also just click on yourself, by the way, to wait. All right, and now he's here, so I'm just going to walk into him by pushing on the numpad 9 to walk northeast into him. And I'm going to go over here, and auto pickup has picked up this thought-forged iron war axe of massacre. Okay, so actually, that seems pretty interesting, right? So I'm going to go into my transmog chest because anything that can be transmogged by default will just drop in here. And look at this. It's really strong, okay? It requires 11 strength, which I have, all right? And let's just practice what we did before. I'm going to push C, okay? And I'm going to escape out of this. And then I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to just left click on this and say where, and then I'm going to push C again, and I'm going to look at what has happened to my character. So we got a bonus to C stealth. We also got a bonus to willpower and cunning. All right, and then if I go into attack, you can see we do +4 damage. We have more crit chance. Okay, and pretty much everything else is the same here for us. And so this might actually be something that we consider using because it's a stronger weapon than what we have. Now, we don't have any particular training in swords, so it's not a big hit to us that we've switched to an axe. We have weapon mastery, which gives us weapon damage increase of 34% and physical power by 30 when using swords, axes, or maces. So we can freely switch between swords, axes, and maces and be fine. And so given that, that's great. And then combat accuracy just says with unarmed melee or ranged attacks, we're more accurate. So because of that, let's use this. This is an improvement for us, okay? At the very least, it's 4 more damage. All right, so I'm going to push Z and just walk around. Auto-exploring, I'm going to push Z again, and there's an orc soldier. And it says, we stop because he's spotted to the south, but we can't see him. He's off-screen. Remember, you can push caps lock and then scroll down, okay? And then this is where he is. He's down here, all right? So if you want, while you're down here, you can mouse over him. He's tough. He's level 3. He has 185 hit points. That's more than we have. All right? So this guy is like the most formidable foe that we've seen yet. Okay? So I'm going to push caps lock again. And then as soon as I move, the camera will zoom back in on us. And we see, uh-oh, there's other guys over here too. I'm actually going to walk back. Oh, okay. Well, the problem with that is that Norgon charges in. So he's not going to listen to me in that sense. His AI is like, I'm going to go fight stuff. But luckily, Norgon wrecked this dude. So I'm going to walk over here, and I'm just going to... I don't think I have a clear path to charge this guy. No, Norgon's in the way. So I could just go over here. Norgon already killed it, so let's not even worry about it. Let's just hit the rat. I'm going to block, and we got him. And then I'm going to shield pummel this guy. He's dead. And I'm going to push 5 to wait for this bunny. And Norgon killed it anyway. So the giant rabbit is dead. All right, now a couple of other useful things that are key commands that I want to talk about with you guys are this. If you push H, it will display the full message log that you can scroll through. And I'm just going to go back through and show you where I did damage. So I did 71 damage to the crystal rat. And then, I mean, that's a huge amount of damage. That is courtesy of my new weapon, okay? So that's very good. You can see before when I was using the previous weapon, I did 45 damage, and of course you're rolling damage, so you're doing damage along a scale, but that was a very big hit, so that's tremendous. Now the orc archer shot me and did 7 physical, 9 cold, and 9 fire damage for 25 total damage. So you can see he was doing a variety pack of damage. The 7 physical damage is what's going to be mitigated by my armor. The 9 cold damage, if I would have equipped that cold, I would have absorb 17% of that, but it's not really that significant of a number. Now, push escape to get out of this. Another thing I want to explain about is when you push caps lock, so you can like kind of look around and it uncenters the camera. Of course, just like I did before, you can recenter the camera by pushing caps lock and then just moving, but maybe you don't want to move. Like, maybe that's bad for you because you're going to get hit and you don't want to have to lose a turn recentering the camera. So if time matters, okay, turns matter in the instance that you are in, when you push caps lock to look around, all right, and you've uncentered the view and you push caps lock again, you could hold control and push the home key to recenter without taking a turn. Okay, so that is just a way to kind of recenter the camera for you in that sense. All right, there's an archer over here. I'm going to try to charge him, but the wall is in my way. And no, it's the line of sight. It's this right here, this little fog that's getting it. So I'm gonna, now I can get him. Now he's disrupted that, so I can just charge him, and I can block, and I can shield pummel, and I can punch. I'm going to use my Dwarven. There's two guys here. I'm going to use everything I've got. And, I mean, this guy is actually kind of tough. Yeah, he's level 3. So we're hurt a little bit. You can see we've gone down to 133 out of 71 health. And I think this is a good time. There's 1, 2, 3 enemies on the screen. Honestly, I'm really not in a super amount of danger, but let's just go ahead and practice being very, very safe. And I'm going to use my regeneration infusion. I'm going to pop that. You see, okay, I used my infusion regeneration, and I start regenerating. But then, okay, I got hit, Norgan hit, and you learn really fast, oh, using an infusion is not instantaneous. It takes a standard turn. So this is why with something, especially like a heal over time, you want to do this early. Because if you're down low, well, you use this, and then, you know, yes, you start regenerating quickly, but you got hit because you had to wait a turn to do that. So I did it, and I healed. Now, how much do I heal? I heal 100 life over 5 turns, okay? So I healed 20, but then I got hit for 4, okay? So I'm still on the plus side, but I'm getting hit. I'm also not in a great position. I'm being hit by 2 enemies at the same time. Ouch. Okay, but this is the nature of this hallway. Because these guys aren't super hard, and I've got my Dwarven Resilience on, I'm regenerating, you know, and Norgan is here, this is okay. But if I felt uncomfortable, I could run away and try to fight another day. I'm going to hit this guy and hit this guy. And he's dead. And now we're still regenerating. We're at full health. I have block on cooldown, but I'm not even going to mess with this because this giant white mouse has 10 hit points. And we're just going to swing and hit, and we did it. And I'm going to pick up the money. I'm no longer regenerating, but you can see my regen is like back and ready to go after only 4 turns. But check this out over here. Like I told you guys before, buffs go on the right and column in the upper right corner, and then debuffs go in the upper right, but to the left by 1 column of your buffs. And this is my infusion saturation, okay? The more you use infusions, the longer they will take to recharge. So right now, the only penalty for using infusions is that it increases the cooldown on them. So this is kind of meant to dissuade you from just using infusions all the time. But you can see it's not a super negative debuff at this point, and there's only 4 turns left on my cooldown for this and 5 turns on that cooldown. So let's just, you know, what I could do if I was being very careful is just go back and push 5, 5, 5 to just wait, and now both my saturation is gone and my regeneration is ready to use again. And so now I'm just going to push Z, and we rested to full health actually in that case. Or we were resting to restore our cooldown on our abilities, either which is fine. And we see an enemy to the north, and we've stopped auto-exploring. And again, we can use caps lock to look at him. But I also want to show you, if I push tab, this is the minimap, okay? And when you push tab to look at the minimap, you can kind of wildly scroll around on the map with the mouse. It can sort of be useful, but it's a little janky. But this red dot right here, okay, is the enemy. These two green dots are us, me and Norgan, our allied friendly units. Bad guy red. All right, so he's up here. The unmapped squares on the minimap are the fog of war, what we can't see, what's preventing us from using abilities and the like, okay? And so if I push tab again, and it'll take away the minimap altogether, but I want to get the minimap back there, so I just push tab one more time. And actually, by pushing tab, look, I've recentered the camera. So you can see the camera kind of lines up with where your mouse is pointing on the minimap. So if I point it at this dude and I push tab again, camera is centered on that guy. I push tab again, and if I want it back on me, I just push control and home, and it's on me. I'm going to walk up to this guy. He's using infusions, and oh, look, things have changed. I'm actually going to push the L key just to look around and see what we've got. There's an orc warrior, there's a rabbit, and there's a warrior. So there's a lot of stuff up here. If I want to charge this guy, I can. And I'm going to, but what I'm actually going to do before that is I'm going to use block, and I'm going to use Dwarven Resilience, and then now I've got everything on, and I'm going to charge this guy, okay? And I'm going to shield pummel him, and you can see that we're getting hit. Somebody has some lightning damage, but this guy has been hit and is ready to retaliate against. Oh, no, wait, never mind. It's on this guy. So remember, you can see what debuffs are on by just mousing over them. I kind of thought that the picture was on this sprite, but no, it's on this sprite. And you can see in his temporary status effects, he's off balance, he's been stunned, which is awesome, and he's been counterstruck. So if I just hit this guy, he's going to start being in the world of hurt. I hit him, he's dead. And what we're doing now is just fighting, but we need to monitor our health. I'm going to kill the bunny and just see if we need to use regeneration, but we don't. We're fine. I'm going to walk into this guy, walk into that guy, and he's dead, and they're all dead. And I'm going to push Z to rest up to full health, and we're there. And bam. All right, and I'm going to just wait for this guy. Got him. Okay. And again, with like some of these enemies, they're so weak that I'm not even using my abilities on them because I want to save them for a more significant fight. All right, so here comes a snake. I'm just going to use my block preemptively. It's a great thing to use block when an enemy that you know is going to walk towards you is one tile away, because then you don't waste a turn getting hit or anything. And now block is on, and I'm just going to shield pummel this guy. Counter strike is ready, and we walk into him. He's dead. This guy is here. I'm going to charge him, and now we see a couple of orcs. My abilities are gone, so I'm going to use my instantaneous ability. I'm going to walk up, and we're going to get hit invariably by this dude. I'm going to use block, and I'm going to use shield pummel, and he's dead. And we took a little bit of damage. We rest to full. You're resting to get your stamina back and your health back. All right, and there's 3 enemies over here. I'm going to charge in. I'm going to use block, bap, and I'm going to walk over and shield pummel, hit, kill that, kill this. These are easy things. Orcs, again, are like the main force that we're reckoning with. And there's an orc warrior to the north. And if I look at the minimap, I only see one bad guy. So I'm going to walk up. And yeah, it's still just the one. So I'm going to charge him. Oh, now there's 2. All right, we use block. Hit. He's dead. We walk over here. Norgon is on it. Got it. And we got hurt a little bit, so we'll just rest and explore. Ooh, here's a slime man. This is a green jelly. He's dead. Get some money. We got a dagger. By the way, when you're running around just like going crazy, auto-exploring, you can always just push H and look back at the stuff that you've picked up. Like it says, I picked up a dagger. And just, see if you got something, or you can just go into your inventory and check your transmog chest to kind of see what you've been picking up. And we haven't gotten anything that's like tremendous yet, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, here's an infusion. Cool. And I pick that up and go, go, go. And we're going to walk over here and I'm going to just charge this guy. Oh, block. Resilience. I'm using abilities even though these guys are a joke. I don't really need to, but I did. And, oh, okay, shield pummel this guy, bam, bam. He's dead, and he dropped us a staff, which is friendly of him. I'm going to go back around this corner, okay? And I'm going to look at my inventory, and this is what we got. We got a shielding rune of the Psychic, which gives us a shield, okay, that absorbs 98 damage and it will last for 3 turns, and it has a cooldown of 16, all right? So shields are awesome. These are a great kind of inscription to have. And if, let's just say I wanted this, by the way, I don't have any boots, and so these boots are awesome. I mean, it's better than any boots, and look at this boot. They give me armor +1, they help me regenerate stamina, they give me +12 maximum stamina, and they give me spell power, which sucks because I don't really use spells, but I'm still going to equip this anyway because the stamina is important. So now we have on boots. You know, it's not going to, unfortunately, show... oh, no, +1 armor. It did show. And then also here, yeah, because of the last time I checked it, because I've done it since I have played the game. Opened the character window anyway. You can see here, my stamina, it says 12 max, and the regeneration goes up by 0.3. So these are the benefits that I got, okay, by equipping that. Now, I'm going to go into this, and let's say I wanted this rune. If I left-click on this, okay, I'm going to move it to normal inventory and go into the inventory. Now, from here, let's say I want to use this, okay? If I use it, it's going to bring up this screen right here, which is the inscription or infusion screen. And it tells me you have reached your maximum number of inscriptions, which, starting out with this character, it's 3, okay? So they gave me 3 inscriptions, and I've used all of my slots. Once I get a talent category point, I can buy a new slot to get up to 5, which is something I highly recommend. It's great to have more infusions. And I can either replace one that I have with the shielding rune, okay? And it will be lost. We won't be able to use it again unless we find another copy of it. Or I can just say cancel and not use it. All right, so what would we want to do? I don't want to replace regeneration. Maybe I want to replace wild, and maybe I want to replace healing, but you have to think about the function. Healing is getting rid of wound, poison, and disease, okay? And it's an instant heal. Wild gets us a random physical effect and reduces all damage by 14%. And so, do I want a shield over any of these? I personally am okay with these right now, but if you were playing a squishier character and you really wanted that shield, you could do that. You could go for that if that would help you more significantly, and you get to make that decision. I'm going to select cancel, okay, and it keeps our rune for later, and we can save it for when we get another slot, or if we like, we feel like, no, you know what, I want a shield. All right, so now I'm going to just explore, and we're going to charge this guy, and we've leveled up, okay? And we push P to open up the level up screen. And here we are. And I'm going to go back to our formula, 2 strength and 1 constitution, because I like that. And then now we get a class point. And what do we want to raise? Well, again, I keep using pummel because it stuns them and it's going to do more damage. But maybe I want to use this. Maybe I like having more armor, okay, and increasing my block value. Or maybe I want to be able to charge further away, okay? I'm actually going to level up my rush, because what this will do for us is improve our range and reduce the cooldown on charge so I can use it more frequently, okay? So I'm going to level that up, but again, you level up whatever you feel. And then with the generic points, we can now raise up weapon mastery, which will just give us a 14% damage boost, okay? And I love that. I want to do more damage. Yes, please. We've spent all our points. And inscriptions, by the way, this is where you click to learn a new category, like open up a new slot, but I don't have a category point. And I'm going to push escape. And I say accept changes, and you can see we've gone up to 199 hit points. Our stamina has gone up, and I'm going to keep exploring. We can just go up and bop this guy and roll over here. And this dude wants to fight, so let's just charge him and use block, and then use shield pummel and hit him, and he's gone. Ooh, he's got a gem. I'm going to go pick that up, and we can just walk into this guy, and now he's dead. Oh, that guy. Oh, snake man, rat man. Okay. And here come a lot of bad guys. But these are easy. We've got Norgan. All right, here's a bunch. I'm going to use block preemptively. And I'm going to charge this guy. I'm going to use shield pummel. And now that there's 2 targets, it's going to say which one do you want to use it on. I'm going to use the one in the upper right that has been counter-struck to do a whole bunch of damage. I'm going to use my resilience ability. And bam, bam, bam. We killed some dudes. You can see by fighting all those enemies we just fought, we're already 15% of the way to level 4. All right? And we're going to keep exploring. And there's a rogue to the northwest. Okay, good. We at least saw it. Rogues can be really challenging because they will be like stealth. And at harder levels, they are quite annoying at backstabbing you and jumping out when you weren't expecting it. I'm going to block, but Norgan killed it. Fantastic. All right. And we're going to... Acid Splash. So I have a Acid Splash on me right now, okay? That's doing damage. I could, if I wanted, use my Wild, I believe, to get rid of that. Oh, no, I can't. This is a magical effect. So this does physical effects, okay? This is a magical effect, I believe, so that wouldn't work, but this is why you want cleanses for things like that. I'm going to block. I'm going to do this, and... what are you? You're a level 3 orc soldier. Fine. We'll kill you eventually. We're down to 164. That's fine. I'm not too worried about it. Kill this guy. Explore. And... done. So once you're done exploring the whole level, if you push auto explore, it'll be like, hey, do you want to go up the stairs? Or, hey, do you want to go down the stairs? And we want to go down the stairs. And we will get into that next time. Everybody, we've done a lot in this second episode of the tutorial. We've completed the second floor of Reknor. We've talked about infusions, inscriptions. We've leveled up to level 3. We talked about changing the UI, the action bar, moving things around. And we talked about how to compare using the character window and some other combat strategies and techniques. And we're rocking and rolling. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an excellent evening or day. I hope this is helpful. Please put any questions or comments you have down below, and I'd love to get back to you and help you enjoy this amazing game. Take care, everybody.